Fun Fishing is brought to you by Fisherman's Warehouse, Double X Tackle, and Vance's Tackle. Alan, remember when I had the Superman shirt on and I tried out fishing?
Oh yeah, it didn't work.
Well, look at this.
You gotta be kidding me. Fun fishing, plus you got it on backwards. Right, yeah, fish on!
Fishing is fun, but catching fish is funner.
Oh, fish tried to attack me.
Winter, spring, to summer. From the Sacramento River to the San Francisco Bay, we're gonna show you how to catch some fish today. Salmon, bass, or trout, halibut's what it's all about. Stripers on the Delta, Alan and Warren will help ya.
Stand like a man, now quit standing like a woman. Hey! Oh no! You need help? I got him! Here, give me your... It slipped! It slipped!
Whoa!
You gotta be kidding me. It's on!
Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.
Welcome to Fun Fishing. I'm Warren Trumbley.
Hi, I'm Alan Fong, and we're going to do something a little bit different this time.
Yeah? What are we going to do?
As you can see, we're not outside in no boat or no water.
Okay.
We're in your office.
All right.
We're in the studio, and we're going to actually show you how to spoon.
Spoon.
Jig, spoon.
Okay.
You know, we're going to show you some scripts, and we'll be down on the Sacramento River doing salmon. We did a striper one.
Okay.
But you can catch anything.
And that's down on the Delta?
Down in the Delta and right here downtown Sacramento.
Okay. And so we can spoon for, you said, anything?
Any kind of fish. Crappie, trout, anything. Anything that bites bait will hit a spoon.
Okay. Now, I remember one time you and I went out a long time ago and we spooned for catfish.
Everything. Catfish, I mean, I've caught tons of catfish spooning.
Okay.
And they're just, anything that'll attack bait will hit a spoon. And there's a way to do it, and we're going to show you.
Okay.
In the studio.
Okay. Because there's a unique technique, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
And I haven't quite figured it out yet.
No, you haven't. But you always get luck out back into something.
Okay. So, show us how to spoon, Alan.
Yeah, we're going to teach you how to spoon. Yeah, in the office here, we're going to do slow motion effects. We're going to do everything for you and show you. That way you'll learn the right way.
Okay, well, let's take a look.
Let's go.
All right.
Here you can see we're on the Sacramento River. We're right downtown Sacramento. And we're going to, this is when we were doing a little salmon jigging.
Okay.
One of the most important things is boat control. And as you can see, I only moved the boat, just go in and out a little bit. But we're drifting with the speed of the current.
Okay.
And then learning how to do it right, jigging it up and down.
Now, what are you doing here on the jigging that's so critical?
As soon as it hits the bottom, you want to pop it up and follow your line back down without letting it get all loose.
Okay, and that's why you adjusted the line because the bottom changes a little bit?
I'm always changing for the depth of the bottom.
Okay. So, and you're popping?
Yeah, I'm jigging. As soon as it hits the bottom, that's the signal to pop it up real fast.
Okay.
So I'm popping it up, following it back down. But you want to let the spoon fall at its own rate of speed. You don't want to keep it from falling. And then 99% of the time, your strikes will come on the fall.
Okay, because in my line sometimes gets wrapped around the end of the
Yeah, because you're dropping it a little bit too fast. You need to pause a little bit on top and then follow it down until you feel it hit the bottom. As soon as it hits the bottom, it's a trigger to pop it back up.
Okay, now if we look at slow motion here.
And when we did a slow motion, we'll really go in detail how it's doing. As you see, I'm popping the rod up. I pause for a second, and I'm following it back down, letting the spoon fall at its own rate. As soon as it hits the bottom, you see me pop it back up, following it down. When you get your hit, it's going to be when that thing is going down.
Okay.
So you want to make sure, as soon as it hits the bottom, it's a signal, pop it up.
Okay.
Straight up and down, vertical. You want your line straight up and down. Current's giving you your speed. The only thing I'm using the boat for is to move in and out on the brake line.
And we can see here the line. It just slacks up a little bit. It doesn't really come real loose.
No, you don't want it coiling on you.
Okay.
Most people would pop it up, let it fall, and it's all coiled. You don't feel nothing. So you want to make sure you're following that spoon down. Don't hold it up and keep it falling.
Yeah.
You let it fall on its own rate.
And there you just
You
adjust
saw
it.
me pull up the line because it came up a little shallower.
Okay.
See, so everything's has like a rhythm to it and a
Okay.
feel. And once you get that, you'll catch all kinds of fish.
So if you use a different type of spoon, a heavier spoon or lighter spoon, you have to change your
Correct.
tempo?
Well, the faster the current, heavier the spoon.
Okay.
I always try to go the lightest I can, and then once that line, say that line kept drifting off on me, then I would go to a heavier spoon. Go to a 3 ounce instead of a 2, until I can keep it straight up and down. So
All right.
there's a trick to the spooning. You just don't tie anything on and go jig it up and down.
Okay, so you need to actually change the weight of the spoon.
Correct. Keep it vertical.
Based on the current.
Correct.
Okay.
And as soon as it hits the bottom, you see, as soon as it, watch that tip. As soon as it hits the bottom, it's like instant.
Yeah, I could actually just see it actually hit the bottom right there.
And pop.
And then
see
you
that?
snap it up.
Yep, snap it up. You want to jump start it. You got to jump start these spoons and make them work. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a funny thing when you could do it in a pool and watch, but when you just lift it up real slow, the spoon will come up straight. If you snap it, the spoon comes up crooked, and then it'll have that fluttering action.
Okay.
You have to make it flutter.
Okay, but if you let it down too slow, you're just
It won't
raising
it just
it up
goes
and
straight
down.
down like a just vertical instead of it moving around
Okay.
and shimmying on you. And boat control, I can't emphasize how much important it is to have boat control. You don't need to lift up 10 feet up in the air. A lot of times 2-3 feet is plenty.
Okay. And this is for salmon fishing, but you can do this for everything now.
Oh, I spoon for everything.
Okay. Now in lakes.
Lakes, trout, bass, crappie, everything will hit a spoon. Anything that feeds on bait will hit a spoon.
Huh.
And it's all done the same way.
Well, how about for salmon now?
It's just harder in
can I-
the river because you got current.
Yeah. Can I catch a salmon?
Oh
maybe?
yeah, you get lucky once in a while. Oh, you got. What do you got? Don't lift them out of the water.
Oh, take the line out again.
Hey, you got one. See the lines going up and down from the bottom up?
Uh-huh.
That's my spoon. Yeah. Fish finder will pick it up. That's my jig going up and down. Those lines that look like V's right there, that's my spoon going up and down. Yeah, that's how sensitive these units are. They'll pick up your spoon if you have it adjusted right.
Now, Alan, we're watching the scope here, and we're actually seeing fish down there. Are those salmon?
Yeah. You can actually see salmon, in the river. I've grafted many of them, dropped it down there and caught them.
Okay.
There's a myth about that, like in the ocean, you can't see them. I do a lot of ocean fishing, and no, I can't see them.
Okay.
They're one of the very few fish that can release all the air out of their system when they descend down. So when they come up, chase the bait, and they let all the air out, you can't mark them. I've seen silvers, up on the top. But in the river here, not deep enough, and I mark them all the time.
Okay.
And catch them.
Okay. Well, looks like you might have a fish on here.
Oh, finally.
Did you get a fish?
Yeah.
All right. Look at that.
Big boy.
Ooh, look at that.
Boy, I got
That's
me
a
a
pretty
monster. He's got to be 40.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. You're going to tow us around. See what happens when you have patience and wait all day?
You got the big fish. Well, we've seen him once or twice.
You're all right. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, it's not ready, is it?
He will be in a minute. God, him. Let him head first. Oh, what a haul!
Oh,
God, now, let me.
I'm getting a shower.
Hold on to him. Where's my pliers?
It's a fight in the net. Oh.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Okay.
Look at that hole.
Oh man!
Warren, see that picture? Even I get lucky once in a while.
Oh man, you got the big fish.
But what
of the
we're
day.
doing is we're going to show you how to jig and how you can catch all species jigging.
Okay. So we can catch all the different species: salmon,
trout, crappie, bass, you name it. Whatever chases shad, you can catch them spooning.
Okay.
And it's a very deadly technique.
Okay. And then part of the technique you talk about boat control. Now, is boat control different in?
Boat control is very important when you're jigging. Very, very important.
Okay.
Keeping that boat on the brake line and then keeping it going the right speed.
Yeah. You're talking about a ledge?
This is a ledge where it's a comfort zone for salmon where they come up. Stripers use brake lines to push bait up into and trap them. Brakes are very important when you're jigging.
Okay.
And keeping that boat there.
Now, we're drifting down on the Sacramento River right now.
Correct.
And so we're drifting on a brake line. In fact, we're going by a bunch of guys here that are...
Yeah, see these guys, the brake went right by their dock with their building. Yeah. And as you can see, I'm keeping the boat in the current and I'm letting speed. No different than trolling speed, but it's current speed. That's what we're using. Yeah. So you adjust around it. And you just missed one.
Oh, fish on!
That's the same one you just lost.
Fun Fishing is brought to you by XX Tackle, Fisherman's Warehouse, and Vance's Tackle. Look at this.
Yep.
This is fun fishing.
Real fun when you get the big one.
Welcome back to Fun Fishing, and we're talking about spooning, Alan.
Talking about showing you how to spoon for salmon, stripers, all species.
You caught a nice salmon.
Yeah, I caught the bigger one that day.
Yeah.
Even I get lucky sometimes.
Oh.
You lost it?
Lost him.
Ah, there he is too. He lost him. Oh. Hey folks, he thought he had a snag, that's why. Because he went, oh, I got a snag. I won.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
See?
I tell you, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Fish on. There we go. I got him that time.
You got a snag.
No, I don't.
You got him?
Whoa,
oh, he got a nice one.
Oh.
Ain't this something?
Now this is fun fishing. Oh. Here we go. Oh, we got it. We're in the studio today, and we're talking about spooning and how we can spoon for all different species of fish.
All different kinds.
Okay. And we were talking about the brake lines following that.
Following that brake line, that little ledge where the fish used to travel.
Okay.
It's just like you walking on the sidewalk.
Okay.
The brake line is somewhere where the fish use to travel.
And we did pretty good catching salmon, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And I got luckier than you this time.
Yeah, you got the big one. Okay.
But yeah, the boat control is just so important. It's just this jigging the lure up and down right.
Okay, and that's vertical jigging.
Vertical jigging. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take you out and show you a little bit on stripers because it's a little bit different because salmon are going to point A to point B and they strike out of meanness.
Okay.
Stripers feed. So you got to put that idea in your mind that you want to go to where the stripers are pushing the bait up against the brake line.
We use the same techniques.
Same technique.
But we have to think like the fish do.
Correct, like they're feeding. A little bit different down there. The further you get to the ocean, the more current you're going to have to deal with. And like jigging is no different than trolling. If you're trolling, you can always let off the throttle.
Okay.
So when you're spooning, you use the current for your speed, and you drift. You make your lures adjusted to the speed of the current.
Okay, so you adjust your lures to the speed of the current.
Correct. Keep that line vertical.
Keep the line vertical.
Yep.
Well, let's see what you said then.
Jigging is making sure your line is perpendicular, straight up and down. And what you want to do is you're as soon as your rod tip hits by the water like this, you're going to make contact with the bottom, and then you pop it up. And then you follow it down, you hit the bottom, you pop it up. And it's a rhythm. See, it's just a rhythm like this. Your line always stays tight, so if your line's getting all curly, you're not doing it right. Here's an example about where we're actually positioning the boat.
Okay.
And you look at all our films, you're going to see nothing but water. And we're actually on a shoal, on a brake line, and we're on the end where the current's pushing into it. So you go to that end of the island,
you go
underwater.
Say that again. I want to make sure I understand.
You can get a map or look or topo map, you know how I show you on the charts, and there'll be an island out there, and the break line is the end we're fishing, but that break line goes the whole length of that island.
Okay.
So if the island is a half mile long, you want to be on the end where the current's pushing into.
You want the water pushing into
the front. That's
so that
the end
like
you fish.
Pushes the bait into
Correct.
that area, forces
Exactly.
it up shallow,
Correct.
and the big old fish come up,
They're either on the edge or up on top.
and they grab my lure,
Grab
my
lure.
spoon.
Yeah, they grab your spoon.
All right, so that's how we spoon.
That's how we're spooning. Yeah.
All right, and that's in the Delta.
It's in the Delta.
All right, wow.
But what we're doing now is we're just working a little break line right here, and we're in like 25 feet of water, and we're just following along the edge where the current's pushing us into it. And if they were here, I see them down there, but they're just not cooperating yet. Yeah, we just got to keep moving till you find them.
Okay.
You know, we're seeing a lot of them. The tide should be changing here pretty soon, but just got to keep moving.
Okay. Got another fish here.
Good one.
Not bad. There we go.
Almost a keeper. Oh man!
You miss him?
Yeah. Look how white they are. See how pale they are?
Yeah. It's a pretty fish. I really like spooning for stripers. Nah.
Yeah, lunker. Oh, check that. Big fish. Warren caught it. I just hold it.
That's your
Look
dinner
at
tonight.
Yeah. He tried to eat something as big as him. He's so cute.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get skunked.
I'm glad to hear that.
Fun Fishing is brought to you by Fisherman's Warehouse, XX Tackle, and Vance's Tackle.
Welcome back to Fun Fishing. We're talking about
Jigging,
spooning for all different species of fish.
all species. You know, we showed you some clips of our salmon and stripers, but I mean, we spoon for black bass, crappie, even catfish we did one day.
And one of the things we haven't talked about is the spoon yet.
Yeah.
And we have all different colors.
All
and-
different styles, they all flutter a little differently, so it depends on the fish's mood. No different than a crankbait or a worm. There's make different styles of spoon.
This is one a buddy of mine made out of a knife handle or piece of silverware. And
It catches fish. I'll vouch to that. This one here is actually one that is the only one that has a rattling chamber in it.
oh, it rattles?
Yeah, it rattles. I designed it.
Oh, come on now.
I did. And it's the only one that has an internal rattle inside.
Screw loose, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is my baby.
And so you can make your own. You
They're
buy them,
just casted lead.
and you can paint these any color.
Any
like,
color you want.
like one of your most successful ones is a real dark green. isn't
Correct.
it?
Actually, as you get into colors, we didn't really get into a whole lot of colors, but you know, like if you nighttime fish, dark hooks. I mean, dark baits work better. So
Okay.
when you're down there 30 feet, it's pretty dark. So I use a lot of dark greens and blacks.
So in the middle of the day, I'd want to use this white one.
Or shallower, like in 15 feet of water.
Okay, and then also one has a treble hook and one has a
Correct. Make
single
sure
hook.
you check your regs, because in our area, anything that weighs over an ounce, it's non-buoyant, you have to have a single hook.
So we
Now,
need
it
to
comes
check.
in boxes like this. Illegal.
So we have to change
the
them
hook
out.
to a single hook.
Okay, and then this is rigged up with a mono line.
Correct. That has a 30-pound test mono, 18 to 20 inches,
Okay, all right.
and up to a barrel swivel.
Okay, and then in this case we
This
have
has braid
on it. All right. Well, is there a
And the
there a
reason I
reason?
use that heavy line right here is to keep the spoon from falling over. Because this
Okay.
spoon, when you jump start it, it's going to flutter like this.
Okay.
And if you just ran braid, it'll probably end up like that all the time.
what do we look for in a rod?
I use 7-footers and something in a medium heavy.
Let's look at the video here. We watch the rods moving.
Yeah, you can watch the rod. If you see how it bends when it loads up and you pop it, the rod actually gives.
You don't want it too soft.
Too stiff, no, softer the better.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of material
Yeah, we did.
on spooning here
We
in the
went
studio.
in the studio, showed you slow motion, showed everything. So I know you got to be able to catch them.
Now, cold water.
Cold water, very important. I was down in the Delta this week and the water is 40 degrees. And all the reports I heard from fishermen is it's real slow. Well, I got onto a spoon bite. We caught over 30 and we were in 25 feet of water and hardly moving the spoon.
Okay.
So in other words, we drop the spoon to the bottom, and I would lift it, pop it only about a foot off the bottom, almost like you're dragging it.
Okay.
And we were catching left and right.
In the cold water.
In the cold water.
Well,
slow it down.
We've told you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Go out and go fishing, and come back and join us next week on
Fun fishing.
Fishing is fun, but catching fish is funner. Whether it's autumn, winter, spring, or summer. From the Sacramento River to the San Francisco Bay, we're gonna show you how to catch some fish today. Salmon, bass, or trout, halibut's what it's all about. Stripers on the Delta, Alan and Warren will help ya.
Our camera guy was out fishing the other day, and he fell out of the boat. He couldn't get back in. The best way to do it is swim back to the back of the boat.
Okay.
Put your feet on there. That trim button right here. Right here. Trim it up. There you go. Climb in. That's how you get back in the boat if you ever had to. Now, if he could do it, anybody could do it. Use your motor, trim it back up, and you just climb right in.
Alan, wait for me! Hey!
Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.